Hello, this is the third small video I make in this series about the benefits and the theory or the ideas behind using art in a therapeutic way. Last time I told you about coincidence and control. It was a video about how we can use the accidentality in pictures to invite imagination into the picture, and how control can be actually a problem in that context. This time I will tell you about the two worlds that we are always in, the inside and the outside. It can be very confusing because the inside world and the outside worlds are based on very different rules. They don't always cooperate very well. Sometimes we are more in the inside world and can have problems to reach the outside world, and sometimes it can be opposite. If we are very much in the outside world, very occupied to the outside, we can hardly get contact to the inside world. When we use art as therapy, we actually benefit from the differences of these two worlds. That there is something inside and there is something outside, and what is inside can be brought outside. We get new order and new understanding out of that, and it actually counts for most art, that art is deeply within a therapeutic occupation. I will give you a task, and afterwards I will talk a little about what is going on in such task. The task is very classical in a way. It deals with having problems. Our life is most of the time full of smaller or bigger problems. We will choose a small or middle-sized problem from our collections, and in the task we will deal with that. The task is designed to help us get more clarification about our problem or our dilemma or our conflict or whatever it is. So here's the task. You will need 2 pieces of paper, 3 pieces of paper. You will need a pencil. You will need a collection of colors. Think of a problem you have. Get emotional contact to the problem and try to express these emotions. This is what the first part of the task is. Find out which shapes, which lines, which colors, which combination of colors, which figures maybe, which symbols, which words would fit into such a picture. We are all very different. Some people need symbols or words or figures. Personally, I don't need it. I like just to express very directly in an abstract way how this certain emotion is for me. What shapes belong to it? What strong or weak colors? What lines? How strong should I press with my pencil? All that kind of stuff is for me and for many people enough to get contact to this emotion and express it on a paper. The second part of the task is that you make the antidote of the first picture. You try to create how you would like the whole affair to look when it's solved. What is the good alternative to your problem? How could it be solved? How could it be healed? How could it be repaired? And how would that look? So you're supposed in the second part to draw, to paint the ideal solving of the problem. The third part of the task is, as always, I could say, the reflection part. Take the third paper, write down what important things happened to you during the two previous drawings, what was difficult, what was easy, and what kind of changes should be done in order to achieve the solution to everything. What kind of change in your own attitude would be wished for in this situation? What happens inside when we do such tasks? I want to talk a little about that. Well, instead of having an emotion inside, an emotion which can bring anything from confusion to chaos inside, we put it outside. We draw it, we fix it to a paper, so to say. And then we can see it, we can look at it, we can get a distance to it and study it. We can feel how it feels to look at this emotion, which we cannot as long as it's inside. So there is a very significant change happening from the transportation from the inside to the outside. It gives us a whole new approach to the emotion, to the problem, to everything concerning this complex. We make, so to say, our emotion a part of the outer world, which is, in this case, a very clever thing to do. And somehow, because it's outside, we can now also change it. It can transform now. We can create an antidote, and for some reason we know how this antidote should look. It's a question of intuition. Our whole system is ready and willing to create the right alternative for us. And this is another aspect, but we get great help from inside because we know how things should be. We humans basically know how things should be, and when they are not like that, then we are suffering. An important part of the therapeutic effect actually happens during the work. It is while we are working that we are rewiring our insight into a new direction. How can such a thing happen? It's difficult to believe. It is basically because the mind, how we are created, doesn't differ between reality and imagination as long as the emotions behind it are genuine. The electric impulses, the chemistry, our inside chemistry is the same if it's an imagination or if it's reality what we are looking at. And that is why the transformation can take place as long as we are emotionally and mentally wired and connected to the whole process. Let me finish with saying that art as therapy, it doesn't create any miracles for you. But using these materials and the methods of the visual arts in such a way, like I give examples of here, can help you to greater clarity of your issues, your problems, your conflicts in life, which we all have, and which occupies us quite a lot all along the way. With these small videos, I'm trying to seduce you into trying it out and see for yourself how it works. In the coming time, I will give more examples of the benefits that you can make from using the arts in a therapeutic way. Feel free to make comments on my videos and also to contact me.